guys, it's the House Hacking Mom. Today's video is all about the bare essentials that you need to bring your baby home from the hospital. This is everything you need for under $200. It is a very minimalist and budget-friendly list. This does not include the really big ticket items like your car seat and your stroller, etc. But it will include the clothes that they will need, blankets, wraps, bath stuff, medicine, and I hope this will be super helpful to the young moms trying to figure out what exactly they need. And if you enjoy content like this, I ask that you would please hit that like button and subscribe to my channel, and let's jump right into the video. So first, let's talk about what you need, bare essentials to dress your newborn. You can get the newborn sizes and the 0 to 3 month sizes, but this video is really about cutting things down to the bare essentials, doing things for as cheaply as possible. I would not really recommend getting anything newborn size because sometimes, especially if you end up having a larger baby, they won't ever fit into the newborn stuff at all anyway. So it's really more minimalist friendly and budget friendly if you just skip that and go ahead and get the 0 to 3 month sizes. I have two options for how you can dress your baby very cheaply, and it will keep your baby happy, warm, which is all you need to be doing. You can get basically the footed sleepers, and this is really all you will need. And of course, just a little short sleeve onesie. You can usually get, a pack of 8 for $10, just the plain white ones to go underneath something like this because you need to put your baby in layers and keep them nice and warm. But basically something like this. I do like that it has the footies because you don't have to worry about socks. I cannot stand newborn socks. They get lost. They're too small. They are adorable, but they're not very practical. So I like that these have the footies. You don't have to worry about that. They're cotton, they're soft. You want something that's got a zipper that goes all the way down to the foot. So you can usually get a 3 or 4 pack of these for about $15. So that's a really good buy. I don't think you really need any more than 6 of these. You don't need to have giant amounts of everything because you're gonna have to do laundry anyway. So it's really not that big of a deal. I think 6 of these is plenty. The other option for how you can dress your newborn is to get something like this. And I've already talked about this in one of my other videos about how to save money with a baby. But these are called baby gowns, and they are really great because these come in 0 to 6 month sizes, which basically means that this will last you a very long time. And they're not really any more expensive hardly than the footed PJs. So usually these come in a pack of 3 or 4 for maybe more like $15, $18, so it's slightly more pricey, but they will last you, especially the 0 to 6 month size. They're very, very long. They will last you a long time. And these are open at the bottom. So if your baby is going to be born during the very cold months, this might not be the best because it might not keep them quite as warm. But if spring, summer babies, I think these are great. And I love that it can go right over their diaper when you're changing them. So this is a really great option. Not that much more expensive. So, maybe get one of each and you can switch them up, or just go ahead and pick which ones you think you will prefer. I really liked both of these. And don't get outfits for your baby, for goodness sakes. Your baby really just wants to be in something like one of these all the time. You don't need to have PJs versus daytime clothes for your baby, especially in the 0 to 3 month phase. They don't need to have outfits really. If you want to get 1 or 2 cute little outfits to take them out and about, fine. But this is really all they want to be in. They want to be close, they want to be snuggled, they want to be warm. Don't worry about getting them cute outfits. Just do something like this. It will save you a lot of money and heartache trying to get them changed in and out of clothes all the time. Second thing for sleeping. I really enjoyed these swaddles. And there's a host of all different brands. Usually you can get a pack of 3 for about $15, just 100% cotton. They just work so well. And I'm a pretty good swaddler, without the special swaddle. Nothing really compares as far as making your baby as cozy as they can be and helping them stay asleep as long as possible. Usually to sleep, I would have my baby in a short sleeve onesie, a PJs, and one of these. So they're in 3 layers. And she stayed plenty warm. And then of course you want to do a little newborn hat. You don't put them in hats any other time to sleep. really only in that newborn phase when they are too uncoordinated to figure out how to touch the top of their head. And you can get usually a pack of 2 for about $10. And honestly, they usually send you home with 2 from the hospital, so you might not even have to buy any. But I really liked these. They do have what are called sleep sacks that you will want to use basically once your baby is able to roll over, and you will switch them to something more like a sleep sack where their arms are out, so you don't have to worry about them rolling over and not being able to breathe. And they have versions of sleep sacks with the swaddle arms, so that is an option. If you're going super minimalist, I think that's probably the better option than something like this. But these honestly work the best for helping your baby sleep from, I would say, newborn to about 4-ish months when your baby is starting to roll over. But either this or the sleep sacks that come with the little arms, and that will transition with the baby after they're able to roll over. So one of those options is really good. Next thing for your baby sleeping. I cannot stand receiving blankets. They are the most useless size blankets ever created. What you want is big blankets like this. This is basically a large muslin blanket, and this works for so many things. You can use it to get a really nice tight swaddle on your baby, especially if you're out and about and you don't, of course, have your actual swaddle blanket. They're nice and lightweight. If they're on you, you're not gonna get too hot. They also work really well as a nursing cover. It's very versatile. It's long enough to put over, your baby's car seat or your baby's stroller if it's a sunny day, and it's not gonna get the baby too hot. So I really recommend a pack of these lightweight muslin large swaddle blankets. And I believe they come in a pack of 4 for $15 or so. So this is a good investment. Don't get the tiny receiving blankets that are made out of flannel. They're a complete waste of money. I've talked about this before in my how to save money with a baby video, but the best way to keep your baby's clothes clean, help them to last as long as possible, is to have them wear bibs. They're constantly spitting up on everything, and small little bibs like this are awesome. They're not expensive. You can get a 10 pack of these for $10 or so. My favorite are the ones that have little snaps, because then you don't have to worry about the Velcro, catching on their neck or catching on their clothes. So I would get a 10 pack of the kind that have snaps and just have them wear these basically all day long, and it will keep your baby's clothes clean way, way longer. Burp cloths. You definitely are going to want to pack up burp cloths. You don't need fancy burp cloths. And basically what burp cloths are, by the way, especially if you're going to be cloth diapering, is they are literally diaper pre-folds, basically. If you have some extra pre-folds, just use a pre-fold, or you can get a pack of these for $5 to $10. You don't need a ton. I think 4 to 6 is plenty. Like I said, when you have a newborn, you will be doing laundry relatively frequently regardless. So I wouldn't recommend buying, 10 burp cloths. You don't need them. All right, let's talk about bath time. I would recommend that you not get those infant bath towels. They're way too thin. They're not going to keep the baby warm. The baby doesn't like them. Don't get those. When I give my baby a bath, I just let her use a full-size towel, wrap her up all snugly warm, and she loves it. And the first couple baths that you're doing for your baby, they're not very temperature controlled naturally within their own body. So what I would recommend is take your full-size terry cloth towel, put it in the dryer for 5 to 10 minutes, let it get nice and warm, and then as soon as you take your baby out of the bath, you can wrap them up in that, and it will make them so much happier. And then you can rub them up with your baby oil or whatever you're going to want to do after that. I do think that the small little washcloths are nice. They're very, very soft, and they work well to clean out the baby's eyes and get under their neck and all that stuff that gets kind of gross. So you can get a pack of these for $5. I do recommend getting a small little bath kit. I had one, I think it was $10. It came with, just some good old Johnson & Johnson baby soap, and I think it came with diaper cream and maybe some baby oil, which is cheaper than you could get these things for individually. So I do think those little kits are a good buy. And as you can see, my baby's 8 months old and we still have a decent amount of this stuff left. So it lasts a really long time. So I would get a small little kit like that for your baby's bath time. I also recommend that you get one of those small little bare essential baby hygiene kits. You don't need to get the ones that have eye droppers and all these different stuff in them. You just want the ones that have the bare essentials. Those kits usually come with an aspiration bulb, some little tiny nail clippers, which you definitely need. These are super important. A soft bristled hairbrush, which is great for helping to keep them from getting cradle cap. And those are the only 3 things you really need. You don't need the small little baby toothbrushes or whatever else that they bring in there, or the little spray bottles. All you really need is this, and the soft bristled hairbrush, which ran away. These are the 2 things that I recommend that you get before you bring your baby home from the hospital. This is just vitamin D drops. And if you're going to be formula feeding your baby, you usually don't need these. Usually the baby formula comes fortified with vitamin D. But if you are going to be breastfeeding, you will need some vitamin D drops. These are about $10, and that's usually about the cheapest. They get more expensive the fancier brand that you get. And then you will want some infant Tylenol, and this is usually under $10. Passies are obviously a personal choice. Not everybody uses passies. I think they are a good thing to at least try to see if your baby likes it. Not all babies will like them, but they are, I think, pretty useful. Now, as a newborn, this was my baby's favorite brand, the MAM brand. It fit so well in her mouth, and it was just the right size that she could actually suck on it pretty well, and she could keep it in her mouth. She never did very well with the Soothie brand, which I know is very popular. A lot of moms love those. She didn't do well with that. This was her favorite brand, and I think you just need 2 of these to try, because inevitably one has always fallen on the floor. But usually you can get a 2-pack of these for about $10. Traveling with your baby, we want to do that on a budget as well. I go for the backpack version of a diaper bag. I think it is way easier than the over your shoulder version. Personal choice, obviously. I really like this particular one. I believe you can get it for about $35 on Amazon. I love how many different compartments it has. You can bring everything in your house and it will fit into this backpack. You want to get ones that have some hidden pockets. You can put stuff in here for mom or your wallet. You want it to be made of some sort of semi-slinky material on the inside, so you can wipe it up if there's any spills of anything. And you don't need any fancy diaper bag to go bags. I keep everything in big gallon Ziploc bags, because if something spills, we just replace it, and keeps everything super organized. To go with your diaper bag, I definitely recommend that you get some of these little reusable travel diaper changing pads. I have a 3-pack of these, and this is usually actually what I change my baby on, because our diaper changing station with the pad and everything is upstairs, and I don't always want to go upstairs to change my baby. So I just keep one of these on top of the dryer, and this is what I change my baby on most of the time. I love that it's small, it's foldable. I love how easy it is to wash. And if I'm correct, I think you get the 3-pack for about $10. You can also get one of those all-in-one diaper changing kits where there's the slot for the wipes and all that kind of stuff. I think that's fine too, but I really appreciate how I can chuck this whole thing in the washing machine, whereas usually those kits, you could wipe it down, but you can't actually put it in the washing machine. So that's just a personal preference. But these are super budget friendly, so I highly recommend these if you are on a budget. So those were all of my bare essentials for bringing your baby home from the hospital, and now I'm gonna include some extras that I think are great if your budget can stretch for it. My number 1 item is this nursing pillow called a Breast Friend. I have talked about it also in my 10 baby gear items worth buying video. I will link it down below. But I think this, if you're going to be a breastfeeding mom, is so helpful. It is a game changer. It will help you with your nursing so much. These usually range from about $25 to $35. Highly recommend this over the Boppies. These work so well. They're so comfortable. They have awesome back support. They just clip on. Watch this, guys. Clips on like this. It doesn't pull away, and pull that to adjust it. So I think these are awesome. They give you such good support while you're breastfeeding your baby. So if your budget can stretch for it, these are totally worth buying. Another thing, if your budget can stretch for it, is a baby wrap. And these are not expensive. These are only $25 to $30. and it gets the baby all nice and snug. I don't have a baby to model it right now. This works from 0 all the way to probably 1 year old. And babies love them, they sleep in them super well. Highly recommend this. They are cheaper in general than the baby carriers. So if you're on a budget, this works super great. Another thing, if you are on a budget, as far as your baby's sleeping goes, and if you're in a small apartment or a small home, I recommend not buying a full-size crib and just getting either a pack and play or some sort of a portable crib that has a bassinet setting where you can put your newborn in there without having to reach all the way down to the bottom. Or you can also get what's called a mini crib, and that will fit anywhere. And those are so much cheaper than a full-size crib. Your baby's only about this big. It does not need 5 feet of room in order to be happy. All it needs is just probably about this much space to sleep perfectly soundly. So if you're on a budget, I recommend not buying a full-size crib at all, just using a portable crib of some sort or getting a mini crib. And the mattresses for those types of cribs are way cheaper. You can usually get them for about $30. All right, guys, that was my list of baby essentials, mostly from the 0 to 3 month, but also a little bit beyond, of things that you need to bring your baby home from the hospital. I hope you found this list super helpful, and I hope your wallets will appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. I like to make videos all about frugal living, minimalist parenting, and healthy eating. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.